Welcome to the Momentum Podcast, where we feature founders and industry leaders who are bold, brilliant, and built to last. I'm Theresa Bassett, author, speaker, and CEO of the Diamond Group, an SMB sales and marketing agency. I'm here to share real stories and strategies from founders and leaders breaking through to their next level. I love helping small businesses grow. My mission: to help entrepreneurs just like you build sustainable, scalable businesses that align with your purpose and create lasting impact. On this show, we sit down with small business owners, growth stage founders, and change makers who are navigating the messy middle of scaling. Episodes typically run about 30 to 40 minutes, packed with insights, practical takeaways, and raw conversations. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Momentum Podcast, and I'm your host, Theresa Bassett, CEO of the Diamond Group, and I'm here today with a very special guest. I was so excited, Lauren,
Thank you.
to revisit this conversation. You and I, our paths crossed several years ago at Pinnacle Global Network, and I just remembered with such clarity your passion for how you're helping clients invest across borders, and you were one of the very first people that popped into my mind when I thought of great conversations that I'd love to
Oh,
bring to this podcast. Can you believe that? No, seriously. I remember your passion and your expertise and your enthusiasm. And I was super excited to have you share that with our listeners. I also was really impressed with your savvy, how you've really channeled your life experience, your legal knowledge, your international experience. So here we are today. And momentum is really all about the journey, right? I mean,
right.
every entrepreneur has a distinct path and journey that led them here. So tell us about that, Lauren. How did you end up doing this? What led you here? I know you've got a fascinating story on the back end.
Yeah, you don't come up with these stories every day, I'll tell you that much. So, um, I always get like the little jaw drop, like, what?
Yeah.
So, and sometimes I'm like, what? But I am originally from Toronto, just across the lake from you, a little bit up the 401. And I moved to Florida 25 years ago. I am an international lawyer, a realtor, and a business strategist. I help businesses expand across borders. I help people access visas in the US and especially through real estate and business investment. And I also have a business where we help businesses scale with our fractional C-suite of services. But what happened to me that brought me here, which really propelled me to become an immigration lawyer, is on the way back from my honeymoon. I married a Canadian who was living in Boca Raton, and on the way back from our honeymoon at the Chicago O'Hare Airport, he was expeditiously removed, put in immigration jail, and subsequently deported. So even
Oh,
you've got your jaw dropping.
oh my gosh, you're right. You can't make these
You
stories up.
can't make it up,
You
okay? And
can't make
whenever
it up.
like I need this needs to be my keynote and everything. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
So it changed my life, but it also at the time, I mean at the time it was like, oh my God. But I called my book Finding Your Silver Lining in the Business Immigration Process because that's what it did. It forced me to change tracks, to become an immigration lawyer, and to help people avoid a similar fate by being guided with the right guidance, by being led by the right team as opposed to just being led down a garden path. And where there are way too many, especially Canadians, you being across the water from them, like right now, you really need to go above and beyond for clients because there's so much more at stake. Like I have a guy, he's texted me 14 times in the past 10 minutes. He's a new client and he's just worried about, all these issues. Are you going to help me with taxes? Are you going to help me with this? Yes, we've got a team to help you with everything because what people don't realize, and a lot of immigration attorneys are unfortunately guilty of this, and I'm not generalizing, but most people are numbers to lawyers, and they know that. And with me, you're not a number. You have me like this gentleman called me at 8:45 the other night. I answered the phone as I was driving back from Miami. Like
Oh,
you don't get that from
no.
most lawyers. You just don't. I mean, they can't do it. But I'm not a volume producer. I'm not a volume lawyer. I am a relationship person. Teresa, as you recall from meeting me back at
Yeah.
Pinnacle, and if I don't have the relationship, it's just not a good fit. It's just not a good fit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that dedication to your clients and their experiences, and it sounds like you're really in touch with the challenges that they're facing. And it sounds like in today's times, of course, the immigration environment has changed dramatically.
Oh my God.
The problems that you started out helping your clients deal with are probably exponential today in the face of the current environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's an ever-changing pendulum. Like I just saw today that he just came out with something changing the naturalization process. And every day it's something else. And the visa that I deal with most often is called the E2, which is a treaty investor visa. It's for basically entrepreneurs and small business owners. And so far there have been no major changes to it, but it's about money.
Yeah.
And there's no minimum attached to it. So I think that these changes are coming. And I can't, a client just said, well, when do you think they're going to come? I don't know. It could be tomorrow, it could be 3 months, it could be, we
Right.
just don't know.
Yeah. Don't
And
have a crystal ball.
so I feel like anything that does not require congressional approval is being done that involves money, because Trump is trying to build up the economy and money's the way to do that. So um, it's a process. And what I also realized, Teresa, and I want to bring this up is, again, immigration lawyer, come to me, get your visa. Here you go, rubber stamp, have a nice day. No.
No.
You come here, you're with your family, you want to build a successful business so you can stay, so you can renew your visa, maybe get a green card. In order to do that, you need more than just a visa. And our thing is about more than a visa, because you have to take the client through the journey of building a successful business, which is why I created Elevair Global Consulting, which is that fractional services business I mentioned, because they need service, they need legal, they need operations, they need more than just here's a stamp, have a nice day, here's your visa, go run your business for 5 years.
Wow. Well, that's so intuitive that you looked into that need. So do you have a team, Lauren, that helps people grow and build those businesses so that
Yes,
they're really
ma'am.
sustainable?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's kind of
Wow.
like a complement of what Pinnacle does, but we
Yeah,
actually go in and implement. So yes,
that's amazing. Well, and so it probably doesn't matter what kind of business, if it's a landscaping business, if it's a
it really doesn't.
home
It really
services
doesn't.
business, whatever
No.
it is, you can probably help them with that.
I've been writing business plans for so long, Teresa, because I started off writing business plans for visas, and I've written business plans for probably almost every type of business you can imagine. Legal business, right? And so at the end of the day, like we have some targets, because they say you're supposed to identify targets, but there is no business that
That
I
doesn't
couldn't
need to help.
handle, really.
Right.
And I don't mean to say that with like immodestly or to sound arrogant. It's just that a business is a business is a business. And we just have to look at what strategies they need differently. And from a perspective of like a healthcare business, for example, is not going to be exactly the same as an oil and gas business, but there's regulatory issues. I mean, there's all kinds of things to consider. And then due diligence. The due diligence checklist is going to be the same for almost any kind of business. So you have to be aware of the fact that businesses are different, but they're also the same.
Yeah. Well, what I love about this is it's framed from the standpoint of this is what it takes to make a sustainable business so that the sustainable business can sustain your family's visa and immigration
Exactly.
status. Right?
And
It's
that's
not,
why I say more than a visa,
yeah,
because there's a family at stake. When I came, it was
right.
just me. It was just me. But when my clients come, usually they're coming with their families. Then you have to think about the kids aging out of the visa. What do the kids do here? How do they make money here? What does your spouse do? Who should be the primary? What are your options for the future? Like getting you a 5-year visa is great, but if it's not going to lead to anywhere after that, what does that mean? And really taking a deep dive into that strategic approach of everything under the sun that is needed. Like, where are you going to live? What, like today, there's a couple that lives here in my club, and they're from England. And I said, if there's anything I can do to help you locally, just ask.
Yeah.
So, and I
That's
may even be
amazing.
helping them with their immigration too.
Yeah. So primarily you're helping investors and families, it sounds like, come into Canada, establish sustainable businesses so they
Into
can
the US
stay
mainly, although I do go into Canada too.
from the US into
No,
Canada.
no,
Oh, from Canada into the US. Oh,
mostly it's
okay.
inbound to the US, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were in Toronto.
No, I'm from Toronto,
You're
but I live in
from
South
Toronto.
Florida.
Gotcha. I love your
Yes,
Blue
go Blue
Jays.
Jays.
Absolutely. Go Blue Jays.
By the
World
time this
Series.
airs, we'll know the outcome, right?
Yeah, I was so excited for them to see that they made it. And honestly, being from Detroit originally, of course, the Mariners that the Blue Jays were playing at the end of that pennant race,
Killed you, right.
they squashed the Detroit Tigers at the end. And so I didn't have a lot of great feelings about the Mariners.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, we don't need to get into that, but as I was watching it, like it's a different team. Like the Blue Jays this year are a really different team. It's like the team of old when they were
Hmm.
had their heyday, and it's exciting to watch them because they seem to really have fun.
Oh, I saw that too. Absolutely. There were a couple of the Blue Jays players, and I honestly, their names are escaping me right now, but that's exactly what I said to my husband when I was watching. I was like, you can tell that these guys are just having fun playing good old-fashioned baseball right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, a hundred
yeah.
percent, 100%. Well, I remember when we first started talking, one of the things that you had voiced an interest in when you're working with these investors is wanting to make if somebody is interested in investing across a border and going into the US from Canada, making that approachable.
But remember, this is not just Canada. I just happen to be Canadian. So
Okay.
I have there's two parts of my business. One is bringing people from all over the world into America with business or real estate investing as the path. Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
The other is helping companies go global. And in going global, you have to have the right infrastructure and legal components and all of that in place.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's two very distinct paths. So thank you for the distinction. If someone falls in the first camp, let's say, and they want to through business ownership or through a real estate strategy, invest in an international presence, what are the top few tips that you would give them? Like what are the first steps people take if they want to start investing internationally?
Hmm. Uh, So I will say stop, don't go on these websites and start reaching out to businesses and looking at buying them, and don't all lawyers and all businesses are not created the same. What you need to do is work with somebody that understands that there's more at stake than just coming into the US or whatever country you're going into. And they need to be internationally driven people because that's what you need when you're looking at international expansion or international investment or international relocation. And I owned a relocation business as well, by the way, with my uncle who's probably going to the game tonight.
Wow.
But you need to speak with somebody that really has your back and has a very strong reputation, but don't try to figure these things out alone. It's just not worth it. Don't save a few dollars. Speak to the right people and review their social media, review their YouTube channel, watch some of their information that's out there. Look on their LinkedIn profile, see how many connections they have,
So
because it
good.
does make a difference. And sometimes it's got to be from your gut,
Hmm.
and you have to know if somebody resonates with you.
Yeah.
But don't go into it blindly or again, without the right counsel, because it's not business as usual, and it's not one size fits all. And way too many people do things that way, and it's just not.
Yeah. Such great advice. Such great advice. So yeah, get somebody in your court that can really advocate for
Really in
your
your
part.
court. Somebody that's willing to give you their cell phone number. If the
Right.
lawyer isn't willing to give you their cell phone number, you should walk away.
Yeah. Great advice.
And that doesn't mean give you their cell phone number when you first reach out to them. That means give you their cell phone number once you on board, because otherwise, we'll be bombarded. But if
Yeah.
a lawyer is not willing to share share their personal information with you, it's not going to be a relationship, it's going to be a transaction.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it seems like such fundamental advice for people, but you're right. I think in today's Google AI driven age that there's even more of an impetus to DIY it. And this is not
So
an area
much.
that you want to DIY it.
Yeah, and let me tell you, as great as ChatGPT is and all the AI tools out there, they do not replace the human brain, and they did not go to law school.
Yeah.
And you cannot replace critical thinking. And my superpower is taking people from, I have no idea what I want to do, to putting some idea, some strategy into motion. I created the program How to Immigrate Through Real Estate, where most immigration lawyers say you can't get a visa through real estate investing, but I had my 17th approved last week. So um,
Wow.
it's all about thinking out of the box and
Yeah.
creating strategies that meet multiple elements of importance: family strategy, visa strategy, business strategy, a
Yeah.
strategy to achieve your short and long-term goals, not just like, let me get it out, let me get the visa, let me get that as cheaply as possible. That's not a
Right.
good client for me.
Well, and what you're really talking about and being more strategic is don't just check boxes and be transactional and try and do it yourself, but like get somebody on your side that can help you think outside the box, that can create a strategy that really is more comprehensive. So it
It's
sounds
so
like this,
important. Think about it. You're moving your family, you're moving your life, you're moving yourself. I said,
yeah,
when I moved, it was just me, and it was still a big deal. I
yeah,
still was
yeah.
leaving my family. My
Oh,
mom
it
lives
is
in
a big deal.
Toronto.
It is a big deal
It's a big
still.
deal.
And
But
it
when you
sounds like,
have kids,
oh
like my
yeah,
kid, I'd love to move to Israel. My kid's not moving to Israel. It's like, nope. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm waiting until you're at least in college.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, but I mean, because it is a big deal, there are so many things to take into consideration. And I would bet that a strategic person such as yourself, you can ask questions that the person might not even think to answer. They might not even think to ask, really, because they don't have that experience. And it sounds like that out of the box thinking, you're applying that to your own company as
Absolutely.
well, and some of the challenges your clients are having. So, with the marketing and growth challenges you're facing recently, how are you navigating them? It sounds like you've got some immediate changes on the horizon in terms of helping people really grow their companies. Tell me more about that, how you're
Well, I want
navigating
to go
your
back
own
to
business.
something you said, Teresa,
Yeah.
because you said about growing, like about thinking outside of the box, and about people asking questions, right? So oftentimes when I'm on a strategy call, people will say, "Are there any questions I should be asking?" I get that a lot. Is there something I'm missing? And
Mm.
the truth is that I think the beauty of working with me is that you're never going to miss anything because I'm always going to be there for you. So people are so worried about having that one strategy call, and oh, I only have 20 minutes to ask all my questions and I have to make sure I have every single question covered. But that's not where the relationship ends for with
Yeah.
me. Even if all you ever do is just a strategy call. So you're going to get so much value from the opportunity of consulting with me and developing your strategy. A lot of people take my strategies and go elsewhere. That's not really good. I don't love that, but I can't help myself. I just give with my heart.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think that while that might not be your intention at the next step, I mean, I don't think it ever comes back. If you do right by people, that boomerang effect, you're creating goodwill, you're helping them with their next step. It'll always come back to you in some form of good. Whether that be through reinforcing your reputation, your relationships in town, and people, you really are only separated by a couple relationships. I mean, worldwide. So if you do right by people, irregardless of what they do for the next step, I trust it's going to come back to serve you, I would think. Oh, I might have gotten you frozen on your end of your connection. Lauren, are you there? Well, we might have some technical difficulties here. I I'm so excited to have Lauren with us. She is going to be right back here in a moment. We're going to pause for a second and one of the things that I guess I'll just fill in the gap here while she's coming back in because, um, you guys, she is bringing up some super important questions about the kinds of resources we pull into our village as support village as entrepreneurs. And look, it doesn't matter where in our journey we are, whether we're at the ideation stage, we have an idea, we're starting to take action on it. We need other people in our court. And I hope that you can hear between the lines of what Lauren is saying that that those relationships can really make or break momentum. So we're gonna welcome Lauren back into
So
the
sorry.
podcast. No,
So sorry.
no, it's okay. Lauren, it's fine. I'm so glad you were able to join us. I was actually took a few moments too because I never stopped the recording. We just kind of kept going. But I
Sorry,
was
I'm sorry.
taking a minute to remind our guests of something so important that you were bringing up, in that as entrepreneurs, no matter what stage in our journey we're at, that really to stay in momentum, to keep our journey progressing, it takes people, the right people in our village, right? That advocacy and partnership. And that's really what you're talking about. Everything that you're saying is about is reinforcing for me how important it is to have the right you in your court, no matter what stage of business you're in or what you're trying to accomplish, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. It's
Yeah.
funny that you say that because a lot of people are like, well, what does it mean to provide fractional services? And I said, well, sometimes you need a lawyer, but you don't know who to call, or you need an accountant, but you don't know who to call, or you need to figure something out in your business, but you don't know who to call. That's when to call us.
Yeah. 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 Well, and it sounds like you're really good at removing the stigma from that. I think sometimes people get scared to reach out, or I don't know what it's going to cost, or
No, absolutely, for sure.
they're afraid
100%.
to ask questions because they might sound like they don't know the answer. Well, guess what? You're asking a question because you don't know the answer, and you need to kind of remove the stigma from that and just get used to reaching out for help and asking. So
Yes.
I love that you're making it easy for people, that you're approachable to people and you're available to
Well,
people.
I'm approachable except to my close. That's another story.
Well, probably as a business, busy business owner, you're probably more available to your clients than you are to a lot of other
I am, and the poor kid's homesick today, and he's like, "Mom, I need Gatorade." I'm like, "Well, too bad. I'm busy.
people.
Eat Gatorade later. Keep on going. Go to sleep. Rest. Whatever."
But if you want to start a business and cross a border, call me.
That's it. I said, "Did you get the videos done?" "Oh yeah, Mom, they're done." Yeah.
That's so cute. That's so cute. Well, is there one or two things that you would have people, listeners, take away from this episode? Is there anything that stands out to you that you really wish, folks who are internationally minded will keep in mind?
Um, I think the most important thing is that going international, expanding globally, expanding beyond what you think, expanding your business, scaling your business is within reach. And you know, if you remember, Allison always talks about um, do it and then figure it out later. And
Yeah.
that's what we're going to do for you. Let's find what you really want to do. Let's find what you're passionate about, and then let's figure out how to get you there. Okay? It may not be a straight line. There's probably
Right.
going to be some bumps, but we'll navigate that with you, and that's why we're here to really help you through it. But you got to think big. And
I love it. Think big and have that can-do spirit, and then
yeah,
link arms with the people that will help you navigate the journey. Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, we are real. Oh, I love your ring. We are really here to help people accomplish their goals because our success depends on your success. Okay. And, it's from Jerry Maguire. Do you remember? It was like my
Yeah.
favorite all-time movie. Help
Yeah.
me help
Help
you.
me help you.
Right. I can't help myself. I have to help people. And I want to help you because it's going to help me.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fantastic, Lauren. So if people want some help investing across the border or going globally with their company and, crossing over into that land of the great unknown, and they've had this vision, how do they reach you? Where would they find out more information
So
about?
I'm pretty much everywhere under the brand Investing Across Borders on
Okay.
Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, all those fun things. And you can also reach us directly at hello@investingacrossborders.net. Hello@investingacrossborders.net. We have a toll-free number, but your best bet is always going to be one of those methods. And once you become a client, I promise you'll have my cell number as well.
Oh, that is awesome, Lauren. Well, I'm so excited that you were able to encourage people to think outside the box
Thank
today
you.
and also reinforce the point that they need other people in their camp to help them do that and help them pull it off. And that while it might not be a linear path, like nothing is without possibility, right? We can cross borders with confidence
You
and no
can.
obstacle is too great. Well, I'm inspired. It makes me want to go global. And I've always been an international minded person. I've traveled quite extensively and I've learned so much through my relationship with people in other countries and will continue to do so. But it's really interesting to think about business owners being able to take their businesses international and think a bigger game. And so
Bigger game.
I want a bigger.
Whatever you're doing, double it.
Yeah, I just think that's fantastic. Thank you so much for the encouragement today. And I
Thank
encourage
you.
our listeners to reach out to investing across borders. Look for information on Lauren. She not only are you going to get her cell phone, you're going to get all that beautiful knowledge and
Thank
expertise
you.
and encouragement in one fell swoop. So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, Lauren.
Thank you. Thank you, Theresa. Thank you for your time. Bye for now.
Thanks again so much for tuning into the Momentum Podcast. I truly appreciate you being here. If you're a founder or entrepreneur with a story to share and you're in the growth phase of your business, I'd love to hear from you. Visit podcast.diamond-group.co to apply to be a guest. Again, that's podcast.diamond-group.co to be a guest. If this episode helped you, inspired you, or made you think differently, please share it, leave a review, or hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Remember, my mission is to spotlight stories and strategies that help purpose-driven business owners grow with clarity, confidence, and intention. To learn more about the Diamond Group, you can go to diamond-group.co. I'm Theresa Bassett. Remember that I'm with you and for you. Onward and upward. I'll see you next time.